call the meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Douglas Needham, Mr. Charles Miller, Supervisor Runyon. Here. Councilman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Bluja.
Here.
Did you want to have a presentation?
Well, it's 3 sentences.
Okay.
Again, Esther McTack here on behalf of Richards Library. Want to remind everybody, we'd love to have you come down and check out what we have available for services. And there are some garage sale spaces left on our lawn.
Oh, I
If
saw
anybody
that.
wants to sign up, late.
Could you repeat that? There are what?
Garage sale spaces. We rent garage sale spaces
Oh.
At the library.
at the library, on the library lawn.
Good.
That's it.
Do you want to say how much you charge for the spaces?
It's through the chamber, it's $100.
Okay.
And the library does receive some of that money.
Okay.
The way I understand it, not all of the spaces that the chamber rents are $100.
Right. Okay.
So, and we've had some pretty varied people offering things on, that have been on the lawn. So it's an interesting place to go. It's not on the main street, but probably can walk around better on Elm.
Right. Now are tables provided, or do people bring their own?
No, it would be bring your own,
Bring your own table?
but there are some, still some available. So that would be in case anybody decided at the last minute.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you have a presentation too? Oh, you're just a participant.
No, I'm just here.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Resolutions. Originally, I only had the resolution to approve payment of claims, but there were 2 things that came up. Well, actually 3, sorry. I wanted to know if what the board's feeling about changing the lights to LEDs, and I would like to apply to the National Grid for grants to do that. Someone told me if you had over 20 lights, there was money available. So I went around and counted all the lights. We have 33 if you include the basement.
Okay.
Upstairs, we have a lot of these that are out. Over there, there's some that are out or they're flickering, and I just think it might be a good time to upgrade.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, very good.
what's your thoughts on that? Should bring a motion to the
If-
floor, I guess? Do I need a
If the
motion?
economics work out that we can save money and save energy, sure, I think we should.
Rather than replacing all these bulbs, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, at least look into it and see
Yeah.
how it pencils out.
All right, so that's what I'll do. I'll just gather information and then get back to you all on that. And if we're gonna go forward, we'll do that at the next meeting. How's that?
So we didn't vote, that's not,
No,
Just to
it's
gather information, we don't need
just
a
discussion, really. And the town clerk would like to go for training. It's not until next February, but if you pay for it now, you can save quite a bit of money. It's $120 for the class. It's 3 days in New York City. The hotel is $837. That totals $957, which there's enough money in her contractual for that right now. And then the meals and the bus would be paid for out of the next year's contractual because she's not leaving. She's not going till February. So I'd like to bring that motion to the floor. for
And what's the
approval.
training? Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead and make the motion, then we can have
Yeah.
discussion, I'm
A
sorry.
motion for the town clerk to go for training.
you made it,
I made it.
She made it, I'll second it.
Yeah, and Randy seconded it.
and Randy seconded it.
And you could tell us more about what it's about.
Well, it's training for anybody, but they have, I'm not even sure what classes they have, but they'll have 3 days worth of town clerk class. It's excellent. I've been to it before, but last time I went, I was a board member. No, I was a supervisor, but that was in 2017, and it's very good training.
Who puts on the training?
Actually, Association
Towns.
Towns.
Okay.
Yeah,
The town's gone to that a lot of times.
yeah.
Yeah, and I've been, and it's very good.
So is this just for town clerks, or is this the annual meeting?
It's
that
the
they
annual
associate?
meeting.
Okay, so they have stuff for
Everybody,
supervisors, other people, okay.
everybody.
If you
So-
wanna go, you can go too, anybody who wants to go.
It's cheaper now,
Mhm.
yeah.
How much difference is it in price, oh, it can't read.
You see the early bird is
Yeah.
120.
So it goes from.
It's so much better to be in person than virtual, because
I know.
you hear, you hear other people's questions, that's real important too.
Mhm.
And then you meet people, you meet people that you can call on if you have questions, and it's all, I like in-person training.
I do like it in person too.
I've always wanted to, in fact, to go to it. In fact, I had planned to go to it before, but it's a tough time of year for me to go, so.
Because of February?
Well, it's just, we're at the beginning of sugar season and stuff, so.
Yeah.
It's, my business is starting to get busy. No, we got the motion for you to go, and
Yeah,
I think we should.
Ed, did you wanna go?
I'll be working.
Okay.
I shouldn't, I gotta work. Unfortunately.
All right, so
When
then I guess,
When I retire, I'll know, I promise.
okay, good. All right, well then, if there's nothing else,
Just need
we'll
to
just
vote
all
on
in favor?
Aye.
Sorry.
Yep.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, and then the third thing is there's some trouble with the phone at the landfill. It was hit by lightning, he got a new phone, was on it today, it's very staticky. I'd like to discuss putting a slick phone in there, having slick run and put it in there. So I'd like to bring that motion to the floor.
Okay, go ahead. I'll second the motion.
Okay.
So, right now, fiber optic doesn't run down that road, though.
No, does it go
Yeah.
to the road at all or no?
They run mine from the main run over to the top.
No, I mean, the fiber optic for Slick, is it
No,
on, it's
no,
on,
they gotta run it.
it's on Mountain
Oh,
Road right
yeah.
now.
Mountain Road.
So they would have to run it down there, so we would have to find out what the cost is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this could be a get more information type of thing too, so we know. Because I would rather it be underground, don't you think it'd be better to,
Oh,
rather
they-
than
no,
to
they're-
put poles, we
they-
could trench?
They would trench it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, they do.
So we'll table it until we know the cost and stuff, how's that?
Right.
I tried to do some business this week. And get them on there and it's real quiet on them, you can't hear anything. And it's just the old line that I talked to Verizon, it's just
Yeah,
the old fiber optic line, and you're not gonna replace it,
right.
you know. But they did show up and empty our business, so I did get it.
Okay.
Okay, so then the rest is just discussion, basically. New York class, we earned $962.68 in interest this month.
962,
68.
962.58,
68.
68.
Yep. That's doing pretty good. And also in your packet, you have this preliminary closure report and engineering estimate. I got that from Tom Suazo from Cedarwood. And it's on the third page is the cost estimate of closing. This estimate is the total cost if someone else did all the work. It's not cut down for if our highway department does any of the work,
From
so.
what we would do.
Yeah, we could save money on that, but,
A lot of it we can.
well, we could probably save quite a bit. However, what the state requires is the full cost. And what they're also requiring is a financial disclosure. I have a copy of it here, it's not in your packet, very fine print, if you want a copy of it, I can make you one. It lists all the requirements that we have to meet, and one of them is an assurance that we have the financial means of affording
Right.
this, and we need to do that now, this year, we have to start putting it away. So when I was talking to them, one way to do it is a local government guarantee, which means we write something up that says we guarantee, and we start putting some money away per year. I asked if 50,000 per year for 10 years was sufficient, and Tom felt it was.
Yeah.
We could either do that and put it in a New York class account, or we can start an official capital reserve fund. Either way, it would work pretty much the same, but it would be mandatory that we put 50,000 a year aside toward this, so that they're sure that we'll have enough at the time of closure in 10 years
So the deadline is 10 years from now.
Right.
to
The
close.
sooner that it's done, you save a lot more money.
Sure.
It's big, big money.
Well, once, he's going to write up another report like this, showing the in-kind, deducting the in-kind, so we know more about what the true cost is. I'm just letting you know, and eventually, and I don't know the deadline, he didn't tell me, but I will have to do some type of financial assurance, a signed document, telling them which way we wanna go.
Okay.
So that again can wait till October, to the meeting in October, so we have all that information, unless he tells me it's due sooner, they're going to submit this, and let me know. The other thing you have in your packet is the new Blue Shield enrollment. So, these are the new options that are available. The one in the gray is what we currently have, and then this is comparable to that one in the gray. So people will be able to choose. And we can look it over and see which ones we want to offer. Marshall Sterling suggested I meet with the guys on the highway department to see if any of their insurance is going to change. If it's not going to change, it automatically renews. But I do think we have one employee who recently relocated here. He was out of the area. We had a special plan for him. We may not need that now because he now lives in Warren County. So that's about the only thing I know of that might change. Regarding the CDBG grant, remember we had the guy, well, Drew Alberti got in touch with me. He is involved with that Flatley Reed that they told us about. He
Right.
would like to come to our October meeting, so he'll be here next
Great.
month.
What was his name?
Drew Alberti. I also had a surprise visitor this morning, Drew Wheatley. He's from the EDC, and he was talking to me about the broadband and what's going to be coming down the pike. I do have something about some grants that he gave me, and another one that someone reached out to me. It's in your packet. It's called BEAD, Broadband Equity Access and Deployment Program. Appropriates $42.45 billion for states, territories, District of Columbia for increasing broadband. So that's a webinar that'll be on September 21st, 2 to 3 p.m. If you want to also be on the webinar, I can forward this email to you so you can sit in on it. You want it,
Like
Randy?
you.
Okay, what about you? Ed, you want it? Okay. I'll send you the email.
Yeah.
The other things he told me about was something called ACP, Affordable Connectivity Program. It's federal subsidies. If a person is receiving any kind of federal assistance, like WIC or Medicaid, or they're a veteran, they can apply for this program. And there's also a Reconnect Round 4 program, a broadband grant there. So he's going to be getting me more information on all those grants. One of the things that he did say was important is that we double check that our maps are right. Some places, he said, are showing that they have like spectrum, but that really isn't there. So we really need to know. We don't have spectrum in our town, I don't think. We just have Slick, Verizon, and maybe Dish. Maybe some people might have that. But in order to go forward on that, we need to know exactly what our underserved people are, how many there are.
Who's doing the mapping for that?
It's the ones that we saw, the map that we saw last time, we had a copy of it and had the pie charts that showed Thurman, 11% underserved, and it showed all the little,
Okay. They done by the state or the county?
I think it's state,
Okay.
I think that's state. But I can ask them to send me an updated map,
Okay.
I could do that. Okay. And I wanted to let everyone know the free store will be here September 24th and 25th. Dropping off on the 24th, picking up on the 25th. I did want to set up a public information meeting, and I have 4 topics for that. The highway garage is one, and they're going to get me the updated map and the pros and cons. I saw it, they just didn't get it to me yet. I wanted to talk about Slick to see how people feel about having Slick, because John Wheatley thought it might be a good idea for me to reach out to Channel 13 and let them know how we feel about having Slick here and maybe help to get Slick to come and do the rest of the homes. I also wanted to talk to the public about the short-term rentals and see what their opinion on it is. I'm hearing some people that are renting are shooting on the property. I had a couple complaints of that. And have you heard it too?
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I
so
did.
I don't know what we can do to address that, but something, we have to have something.
I think, we talked about this before, but I think what goes hand in hand with that is some kind of a noise ordinance possibly, because some people were shooting at like 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I mean, no intention to stop people from target practicing or hunting, but
there should be
being
time
reasonable.
limits. Yeah,
Firing off 100 rounds at 2 o'clock in the morning is probably not the best thing for your neighbors.
no,
So,
I know, we have to talk about that, but I wanna hear what the people's opinion on it is.
sure.
And then the other one is EMS. I wanna know how the people feel about the EMS situation, where they're forming a district in Warrensburg. I have to reach out and speak to Corey and find out where we stand with the Warrensburg EMS.
Okay.
What our options are, whether we may want to reach out to other towns and have a per diem type of rate, or how do we want to go about. And we have to do that before the end of October, because any changes with the EMS contract will have to be initiated before October 30th, 2 months before the end of the year.
Right.
So, and the only other thing that I have is I did get a call from a gentleman who was hurt riding his bike here in town. And it's, a lot of damage to his bike, to his helmet. He had to go to the ER. He had to have a CAT scan, x-rays, and so I don't know. He's gonna send me some pictures, and we'll have to decide whether we wanna put it through insurance or cover his expenses. He had an
Yes.
$18,000 bike.
This was on a town or county highway or?
Well, he was coming down Dartmouth, turned up Drexel,
Okay.
and on Drexel Road, hit gravel, and his bike just stopped and he fell.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wrote up some notes, I can make you a copy if you want.
I think at the very least, probably should have a conversation with the insurance company,
Yeah,
even
I
if we
am.
don't report it.
Yeah.
Either way, I want to let them
Yes.
know.
And depending on where this goes, I mean, obviously we need to document everything that happens and talk to the
Yeah.
town attorney about it.
Yeah, okay.
Was there a police report on it?
They called 911, but I don't think there was a police report. Oh, he also had to go to the dentist too, because I guess he smashed his face and his helmet broke into 3 places.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
File report.
yeah.
That's a not.
It's starting to add up. He has a smashed helmet for $250, blood on his cycling shoes, they're $250 to $300. This guy is a major cyclist. Bike damage, $700 to $800.
I'd like to see a police report.
I don't know if there is a police report. I know there's a 911 call.
I would think.
I could ask him for one. I have his email. And he went back to the scene the next day and took some pictures, so. So, okay, so then I'll call the insurance company and I'll call the attorney and let them know and see where it leads. Cause I don't even know what the medical bills will be, but if just those alone, it's almost $2,000 right there. Just making you aware. And that's really all I have, unless you have anything you want to discuss.
Couple of things. One, I had intended to go over the draft, website that we have, and I didn't get time to do it, so I'll have that for the next meeting.
Okay,
But one thing I forgot to mention to you, and I owe Mary Eddie an apology, because she had asked me to talk to you about having our cleaning person do cleaning down the basement, because she said it needs attention,
okay,
so if that can get done.
sure, I'll ask her to do that. And for the website, I did get he got in touch with me right after the fire, so I didn't get back to him. But he wanted pictures for the website.
Yep.
So I reached out to Myra, the historian, and I said, come up with some pictures. One that I would like is where they're building the town hall, and there's all that group of people standing there, they're up on the scaffold. I'd like to find out who they are,
Okay.
That would be a good picture. And if you have any other ideas of what pictures you'd want on it, okay. So, and I'll talk to Denise about the basement, and anything else you wanna talk about?
I don't have anything to say.
Okay. Oh, I ought to mention the sales tax, we didn't get it yet, it'll be coming in the beginning of November, but I did some quick numbers, and we only need 69,417 to hit the budget, and last year, our final quarter, the third quarter, was 161,633. Every quarter's been higher. Just going by the first 3 quarters, we're 35,621 over where we were the year before. So, looks like we're easily gonna hit
I
our
saw
budget.
something the county posted, that sales tax revenue is up. I wanna say they said 8% over last year, so,
Yeah,
I think it's,
so we'll easily hit our budget and have
Good.
extra money, so that'll be
yeah.
good. Alright, then all I have after that is a motion to approve payment of the claims. Do you wanna introduce that? Ed? Okay,
And I'll second it.
okay. Alright, resolution to approve payment of the claims. The total of abstract 9 general fund for September 13th, 2022 is $9,314.25. The total of abstract 9 highway fund, September 13th, 2022 is $32,008.46. So total claims, $41,322.71. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did you wanna say anything, Keith? No?
Nope.
Okay,
I'm happy.
alright, then we'll do a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Aye.
Do you want copies of any of this? I didn't copy all this stuff, the CDC or the financial.
I don't need the financial part, but I would like to see that if you can
I'll
have
make
Kathy
it-
just copy it.
Copy and send it to
Yeah,
you.
just email.
He brought this in because they're going for county money, and he wanted to talk to me about that.
Right.
Because when he looks at the county revenue, that's their fund balance. But actually, we're not doing too bad.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send you that.
I'll stop back and discuss some more stuff.
You want these chairs?
Okay.
Okay.
When we get time.
I'll take care of it.
The library.
Tomorrow I'll be at the county in the morning, but I'll be here later.
I'll try to, well, tomorrow we're gonna say that too now. See, when I say she has to work at 2 o'clock.
No, that's not.
Okay, whoa, no.
So by the time I got home, they called me at
It's
4
the 227 number.
No, I got it on
I
at
called
2
right-
o'clock, otherwise you could got me out at even before on the regular.
No, I mean,
Like they
the
lived
number
in
that
it.
you called
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
last
No
person.
communication.
That's my house.
I
Which
got
actually
one
leaves
of
a
those.
message in my house.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's me.
The only reason I asked is because we had
Pick it up on
a
the
line.
See you at home.
All right. I do too. I mean, we've had very little trouble with it.
Yeah.
It's been
Well,
good.
the sort that we do have with it,
Right.
For
it's
people
still
that
not
have.
like.
Oh, you know,
No, I didn't use that, so, okay, well, that's what I needed.
Alright, say hi to Pat for me.
I will, he's good.
I had,
Hi, Desmond.
Hi.
My name is Desmond.
they advertised for business.
I am.
So I called them,
impressed
and
that
they
you
came,
have
they
information.
took my whole satellite down